What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topics, tweets, videos y'all want me to talk about tomorrow? Yeah guys, today is Monday, October 24th, the last week of spooky month, and yeah, I'm officially back from all my trips and stuff like that, so no more one-day uploads for the week. I just came back from New York City, got a lot of good food, did some archery, saw Persona 5 Royale on the Times Square post, and yeah, just did some New York City type stuff. We got a lot of updates on some of the topics we talked about last week, plus some new information as well, so yeah, guys, you know the drill. Sit back, relax, put your feet up, and yeah, allow me to lay it on you. Alright guys, another update to the last video. We were talking about Markiplier making an OnlyFans. Well, apparently we've reached almost all of the stipulations when it comes to get him to make the OnlyFans. The goal was to get his podcast Distractable, and there was another podcast, I forget the name of it, to make it the top of like iTunes and Apple in their respective categories. However, I think that we were not able to reach the top of the Apple podcast, so another stipulation has been included. Markiplier is going to make an OnlyFans. Okay, at this point, it's happening. I think he really wants to do it. He's just playing with us and dangling some tidbits around. But yeah, Knack55 said Markiplier has one more condition, and it says wow, it's a video that already has 5 million views. I'll play a few seconds for you guys.
Wow. Okay. You guys beat Joe Rogan, which is unexpected, especially in 3 days. That was surprising. I'm not going to dwell on just how desperate some of you may be, and I'm just going to say congratulations. However, some of you may have celebrated a little early. If you don't recall all of the conditions, let me remind you. You were to get Distractable to #1 on Spotify, which you did, beating Joe Rogan in the process. Very impressive. You were to get Go to #1 in sports, which you did. Very impressive. But the other unmet condition was to get Distractable to #1 in Apple Podcasts. And as of right now, Distractable is at #6. But I'm not unfair, and I do recognize the efforts that you have put in. You've exceeded my expectations, so I have come to renegotiate the contract.
Come on, Mark. Just make the video. Just do it, dog. You know, stop playing with us, man. You know you're going to do it, regardless of whatever the next stipulation is. Even if the next stipulation is something that we don't do, he wants to make this OnlyFans. This is happening, whether he likes it or not, with consent, by the way.
Offer you a new condition to meet for my OnlyFans to be a reality. And only when you meet this new condition will I start my OnlyFans and provide you with the promised tasteful news. In the description, you'll find a link that will lead you to a documentary called Markiplier from North Korea, which is based off of the story that my own mother wrote. I and my friends painstakingly made this documentary for you to tell the story of my mother.
Oh.
Yes. I am perfectly willing to sell my body to support my mom's efforts.
Oh, it's a Marky mom.
You would do the same. Or at least I would hope so. And pride is nothing in the face of dishonor, and I've weighed the dishonor of starting an OnlyFans to the dishonor of not getting people to watch my mom's documentary, and I have found tasteful nudes to be tolerably dishonorable. I could tell you that it's an incredible story. I could tell you that we flew to Korea to film a lot of it. And I could tell you that I learned a lot of Korean just to be able to talk with my family, which was an enriching experience through and through. But I know that doesn't matter to you. You want to see me naked. You want the OnlyFans. I know that. I get that now. In the description, there's a link. Sign up and be there November 13th and watch all together with everyone here to see my mom's story before your very eyes. If you don't, not only will you not get your OnlyFans, but you'll make my mom disappointed.
I can't have that happen.
She's already disappointed in me. Do you want her to be disappointed in you? Click the link. Complete the bargain, and all of your OnlyFans dreams.
So there it is, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, here's the link, www.moment.co/Markiplier. Okay, we need the OnlyFans. You click the link, you accept the cookies, you get the tickets, you go up and you sign up and you get it. Okay, that's what you got to do and you get ready for it. Okay, so one last step, then we watch the whole movie, and then we get the Marky tasteful news. So my girl Beck said Kanye's comments on George Floyd's murder and the family suing him. All right. Okay, we need to talk about people getting sued for saying dumb shit. It has been a trend that's been going on for the past 2 weeks or so, specifically ever since, and I don't think we ever brought this up, Alex Jones, who is the host of a show called InfoWars. He was being sued essentially for, I think at one point in time, a couple of $1 billion for saying that the Sandy Hook shootings was a lie, that it was all fabricated, that he was saying for years and years, and the Sandy Hook victims and their families sued him for like billions of dollars and got awarded for it. And for some reason, Alex Jones now has to pay the families of these people like billions, like literally, let me go find the number. From the last time I checked, it was like at least almost $1 billion. Maybe not billions, but about $1 billion. I'm looking at Google and it says here, Alex Jones defying over $965 million in damages to the Sandy Hook. Dog. This man doesn't have 960. Does he have 965? Can you imagine? Can you really imagine that you just could not keep your mouth shut? You literally had. Why is this the hill that you had to freaking die on? And now this hill is worth $1 billion freaking dollars. That's absurd. And then I saw some article, I don't know if it's true, I'll look into that as well, where apparently that number might have been like upped to like $1 trillion. And like, I'm not saying that that what he did wasn't wrong. It was wrong, completely fabricated lies. Why the hell would you do that, dog? And I'm not saying that the family shouldn't be able to recoup some damages for all of this false information that he's pushing out there, right? But like, that number to me just seems like absolutely absurd. Like, man's just going like bankrupt. He can't pay all that. I don't think the net worth of Alex Jones comes close to $1 billion. But hey, maybe I'm wrong and I'm missing something. Anyway, in this new article, it says here, Sandy Hook families want Alex Jones to pay up to $2.75 trillion in damages as he seeks a new trial. Dog, guys. Alex Jones doesn't have $2.7 trillion, dog. Some countries don't have $2.75 trillion. The whole point here, guys, is that Alex Jones, he profited off these lies and he made quite a big ton of money while spreading all of this information. And since that information was flawed and he lost the suit and everything, all those damages are being recouped and the families are trying to bankrupt him, which I'm absolutely okay with, man. I mean, y'all seen the freaking graph, okay? The whole F around. The more you F around, the more you will find out, essentially. And that's what happened with Alex Jones. But there are two other people that you probably know of that are basically going through similar situations. The first one being, which we just talked about, was Kanye West, who's been saying a lot of out-of-pocket things recently. Just I mean, he's always out of pocket, but then he just comes out the woodworks and just starts being out of pocket more frequently. And apparently the family of George Floyd plans to file a $250 million lawsuit against Kanye for his remarks about George Floyd. Reading here, the family of George Floyd announced Tuesday that they will file up to $250 million lawsuit. County medical examiner's office ruled that George Floyd's death was a homicide caused by Derek Chauvin kneeling on Floyd's neck for over 8 minutes, but Kanye, I'm not calling him Ye, who has a guest on last weekend's episode of the podcast hosted by rapper Nora and DJ F, and said he put forth the idea that it wasn't Chauvin who caused Floyd's death, but that he died from fentanyl use. So, cop sitting there, knee on his neck, and then within that 8 minutes, he just, the fentanyl use, and then just... What? That's like you get poisoned, right? And then somebody shoots you and this man died from poison. I think that was actually like a Phoenix Wright episode. But yeah, Kanye was saying some off the cuff things. He's been saying a lot of other things as well that's kind of just like whack in general. And I don't know, just every now and then he comes on, he just starts acting up, and then people are like, what the heck are you doing? But yeah, I don't know what's wrong with Kanye, man. This is right after he started talking about the whole stuff with Jews and anti-Semitism. He got basically yoinked off of Twitter and I believe Instagram as well for social media because he was basically making a hate raid towards Jewish people, saying that they are the reason for cancel culture and basically saying that he was going to go, I think I mentioned this already, but like DEFCON 9 or something like that on him. Just wild, right? He's been saying more and more and more wild things to the point where I believe he's been removed from social media, and then suggesting that he wanted to buy Parler, which is another social media website where he can have his voice, because now that he can no longer post on Twitter or Instagram or social media, he still, as the narcissist that he is, wants to be heard, so he's going to buy his own freaking platform where he can be heard and say the things that he wants to say, aka Parler. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the same thing that was going on with Trump or some similar like that. It's like when people get removed from these social media platforms, they're like, well, screw it. I'm just going to literally buy my own platform so I can continue talking shit. Another person getting sued for maybe saying something they shouldn't have said. Basil Abasa said, chess drama is now going to court. Also, hope you're having a good day. Omni, much love. Hey, man, I'm having a great day, Basil. Thanks for asking. If you guys don't know, there's chess drama. That's right, boys. The OG game of all time. Hans Niemann has filed a lawsuit seeking for $400 million plus in damages. Oh my God. Dog, these numbers seem like so absolutely absurd. I mean, I think the way that it works is that you sue like really high, right? You shoot a super crazy number that makes no sense or whatever, and then you land somewhere like at, I don't know, anywhere, and it'll be fine. And, you know, because they'll settle out. Like, look, I ain't paying you $400 million, but we'll settle with this amount. Anyway, if you guys don't know about the chess drama, if you don't know Hans, because I didn't even know this much information, but there's a dude named Magnus Carlsen, who's like one of the most popular, famous chess players of all time. I don't know if he's the best of the best. He's one of the best, and beating him usually makes you appear on some type of article or whatever. And he refused to fight against this dude, the guy who was suing him, Hans, because he suggested that he is a cheater and that he was cheating in their competition. And it was a lot of drama because when Carlsen was going to face Hans in this huge tournament, he only made one move and then he resigned. He was like, I just refuse to play this guy because he is a cheater. I like this tweet. It said, our chess, we were statisticians, but now we're lawyers. In the comments, someone said Magnus literally accused him of being a cheat and worse, untrustworthy with zero evidence. Good for Hans. Which somebody said he has the legal right to say, I believe Hans cheated. He does not have the legal right to say Hans cheated. Since MC is guilty of the former, he's in a very good spot here. Which is why, guys, on this channel, when we talk, I always say allegedly, okay? I never say it is what it is, like when I'm talking about things that are not like factually claimed. I'm always like, allegedly XYZ is happening, or allegedly XYZ is happening, because something in law, I don't know what it is, but if you say someone did something, they didn't do something, you can get sued for $400 million. But finally, guys, we got to get to our last person who basically is getting destroyed for saying something they shouldn't have said. Shadow Hunt Junker, and a lot of you guys asked me to talk about this really fast. H3H3, aka Ethan Klein, is in hot dog water. And hope you roll Omni. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm doing pretty well. Yeah. So H3H3 is officially canceled. Okay. If you see it in the thumbnail, me saying like somebody's officially canceled, this is truly canceled. And by canceled, I mean his YouTube channel has been striked, and I don't think he's been suspended for some comments that he made about Ben. I always forget how to say his name. Is it Sharpie or Shapiro? I don't be paying attention to that movie. I think it's Shapiro. I'm gonna double check. But anyway, because he made a comment about Jews, and it was a really bad comment. So bad, in fact, that a lot of people who have played this clip about H3H3 making this really edgy joke towards Ben Shapiro and being Jewish, by the way, Ethan Klein being Jewish as well, that if you play the clip, your video gets copyright striked, or it gets demonetized, or it gets blocked. Like, I can't play the clip. Some people have been able to play the clip successfully, like Philip DeFranco, but there's a lot of people who try to play the clip and the video just got like striked. So I'm not going to play the clip. I don't think I'm in YouTube's best light yet. I don't think I'm one of YouTube's favoritisms yet. Okay, I'm still waiting for those reparations, but I will say a little bit of what he said around it so that you can know what he said without seeing the clip. So I'm not going to show the clip. I'm not going to show any of it, right? But he basically suggested, Ethan Klein said in his podcast, that if there was another one of those terrible moments in history, that he hopes that Ben gets gassed first. That's the what he said on the program in that 15-second clip, and it caused him for his channel to get suspended. Man, I'm so freaking nervous talking about this topic. I feel like just talking about this topic is going to make the channel get yoinked off the platform. YouTube, please don't do this to me, okay? I'm just telling the news, okay? I ain't being anti-Semitic, okay? It said here, Ethan Klein said, a few white supremacists successfully lobbied YouTube to suspend me, which he's blaming this whole situation on white supremacists, a Jewish dual citizen of Israel and USA, for anti-Semitism. Ben Shapiro and his friends can virtue signal all they want, but ultimately they are all the ones platforming dangerous anti-Semites. All I did was point it out. Followed by Ben Shapiro, who is happy to perform a parody test on me and declared me as a bad Jew for criticizing Israel host Candace. You know what? I'm just not. I really feel like even if I just read this crap off, it's going to get me completely destroyed. Essentially, that's what's happening, okay? Ethan Klein literally canceled and banned off of YouTube for his joke, for being edgy. Now, here's my opinion of Ethan Klein and H3H3. A lot of people miss the old H3H3, almost kind of like Kanye don't like what his platform and channel has become, or they don't like his jokes, or they don't like his commentary. They don't like his back and forth with the fact that he got into politics or yada yada. And in my opinion, I don't care. I really don't care. I did like old H3H3. New H3H3, I don't really care about the topics that he talks about or the politics. It's just not something that I really care about, nothing that I vibe with. So I'm not too familiar with it. I do know that there are inconsistencies when it comes to Ethan Klein, you know, talking about deplatforming certain people, but platforming other people. And just in general, I just have not found his new content as entertaining as old content. That's it. That's the whole spiel of how I feel about Ethan Klein and how I just haven't been on board with it. But that's his thing. And if he's enjoying his new rodeo and the new audiences, sure, fine. I do not care. I don't have any sympathy for him. Ethan Klein is consistently treading the line. I don't know, even almost purposefully, for what I feel like. Sometimes a lot of people do that just to continue to stay relevant, to continue to pop up in news articles or whether and I feel like a lot of people would not be able to get away with like half the things that he says or that he has done in the past. It does help that I think he is one of YouTube's golden childs when it comes to podcasts as well. So I think any other YouTuber doing or saying a lot of the things that he has said, whether it's in joke or in passing, would have not pass the vibe check, if you know what I mean. I want to watch a little bit of this video from my boys Abba and Preach, because it was called Ethan Klein Gets Devoured by the Monster He Helps Create. Ben Shapiro? Is it Shapiro or Shapiro? I keep seeing different pronunciations. Anyway, responds. But I just like their commentary in general because they're always just making me laugh. But they had a little deep deal with him a long time ago, and now they're coming back to say that the prophecy comes true.
It has arrived. We have told you, don't do it. Don't do it. You have gone and done it anyways. You are going to pay. You have come to understand that the very behavior you are engaging in, it is a sickness. It is deviant.
I just want to pause really fast. Okay, I just want to let you guys know this is a bit. This is not how he talks. He's just joking. Okay, for those of you who first hear about Abba and Preach, they're a commentary channel, two guys, and they just joke and talk and laugh about all this stuff, right? But I'm just, in case this is your first time hearing them, this is, I mean, even if it was, it's not a problem, but just let you know this is a bit right now. I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing at him. I'm not laughing at him.
People want to tell jokes, even if they're edgy, I'm fine with them. Me personally, even if I hate the person doing it. As far as this ban goes and the severity of it and the whole media uproar, I think it's unfair because of the fact that a lot of people are removing the context in which he said it and trying to make it sound like it wasn't meant to be a joke, which I think is really important in this context. However, I don't mind it so much because Ethan is in the business of removing context when he's attacking other people.
Yeah.
Even when he's confronted with the entirety of the thing that he's raging against, he still refuses the context or tries to ignore it. So Ethan is having happen to him what he has done to many other people. And I hope one day when you get caught in a much bigger scandal, because it will happen, all right? Somebody will make up something about you. I hope that people don't just jump on that bandwagon because they dislike you.
I hope someone actually takes the time to have the evidence.
Dang.
That's what you're having happen to you right now.
It's got the same jacket on and everything.
That you created. And now you're like, everyone, oh my God, it's a beast, it's a beast. It's your dog. You had the mother on a leash, all of a sudden it's out its cage. You want to get mad at us because it's devouring your face. That's yours.
Anyway, if you come into the comment section of the video, basically, one of the pinned tweets here said, I'm fine with the joke, but I still think he should be banned. Not because of the joke, but because of the NRA comment. If you guys don't know the NRA comment, this was a couple of months back, but Ethan Klein has talked about how people should go and bomb literally like a meeting of the NRA. Like literally was telling people to go do it. And I don't know if you got suspended or copyrighted for that. He said that is literally a crime and against one of the biggest TOS violations on the platform. There's no way anyone else on the platform could tell their fans to commit an act of terror and incite violence and not get banned permanently. That's what I was saying, because we talked about this in the past when it did happen, and I was like, wow, if this was like anybody else, they're gone. Ejectocito cuzzled off the platform, but this man was able to literally make a threat towards a group of people, whether it was a joke or not, and just walk away scot-free, basically. Neither said it's a serious way using language that heavily implied and meant it. Only said it was a joke after the fact when he got backlash. The "it's a joke" defense is incredibly hypocritical coming from Ethan. Oh god, this is long. Since he attacked prank channels, Leafy is here, Keemstar, for all the same thing. I'm gonna read this because so far this is all facts. And all the things Ethan criticized Keemstar for, Ethan has now done. Doxing people, doxing the wrong person, sending a ton of hate after them, horrendous speech, irresponsible use of their platform, and irresponsible deplatforming, bullying, and harassing people like the quartering to the point his own fans are ratioing him in response on H3's own videos. There are so many things. You can't just commit a crime and say, oh, it's just a joke, guys, stop being serious, and act like everyone is stupid for being upset. I don't buy for a second that Ethan wouldn't have been upset if anyone else said that. If Ben Shapiro would have made the same joke about Ethan, you can guarantee Ethan would be trying to cancel Ben. I think Ethan should be banned, but not for jokes, instead for inciting his fan to commit an act of terror, a literal crime in a way that could easily be taken as seriously. Even if you meant it as a joke, you have to take responsibility for the way you deliver something that could help incite people to violence, which I agree with. Ethan and even myself will criticize Trump for inciting January 6th, but when Ethan does the same, people act shocked for not giving him a pass? Why should I? Why should I give Ethan a pass under the law? And of course, he'll never be charged since this video was taken down and we no longer have the credible evidence. Plus, the authorities won't care about something like this. Doesn't change the fact it's wrong and that Ethan should be held to both his own standards and YouTube standards like Ethan himself demands. Essentially, guys, practicing what you preach, okay? If you're gonna have that same energy towards someone when you do it in the future, hold that energy towards yourself. Hold yourself accountable. That's what a lot of people want to see on this channel. And I think that's what helps a lot of channels. Like, I like to think like Moist Critical, or people who make mistakes, even if I do make mistakes, like eventually just hold yourself accountable. If I mess up, I'm going to say, hey, I messed up and here's why. And then people are like, okay, cool. He understands it. That's how people grow, is that taking accountability and recognizing that sometimes humans do mess up, but when you're not taking accountability, then you just kind of look fraudulent. Anyway, it is what it is. Ethan Klein's still getting big numbers. He still has big viewers. I don't know who his audience or his viewer base is. They exist though, and I'm not trashing him or nothing like that. But he's still, you know, making money and doing well for his podcast and stuff. But his reputation slowly is being sullied in the mud, I feel like. And maybe he's okay with that because maybe he wants to retire soon anyway. One of those things where it's like, all right, I might be done with YouTube for 5 years, but I don't really care about my reputation because I'm making that money for the next 5 years. And a lot of YouTubers do this thing too. When they know that the end is coming or whatever, they suddenly just transform into something ridiculous. I don't know, like the last hurrah, like the ha! Everybody look at me because I want to make as much money before I basically leave out. Or maybe that's just, I don't know, that's just how he's aged, or maybe that's how he's always been. I don't know. But when it comes to the reputation of H3 and the general consensus of the views of a lot of people with them, it's not where it used to be. And we could have an entire conversation about that. But when it comes to this specific situation, man, like it's not out of the ordinary for Ethan to be making these jokes or these comments and then just usually getting the pass. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more things that he said that are probably equally as worse or equally as bad that didn't even get brought up, or maybe just got ignored or whatever. But you got to hold yourself accountable. You got to hold yourself to your own standards, okay? If anyone else said what Ethan said here, if it was Keemstar, somebody else unlikable, Ethan would be down their throat, trying to cancel them, trying to remove sponsorships, trying to remove their money, trying to destroy them in any kind of way, even if it was a joke. So if you're going to do that sign of energy yourself, you can't. You can't be fraudulent like that. It can't be hypocritical. But that's just how I feel. Let me know how you guys feel about the situation. That's H3H3 underwater, basically getting canceled. I think he comes back next week before the Halloween special. But yeah, man, it's wild. A lot of people basically getting canceled for putting their own foot in their mouths, or not putting their foot in their mouths because they start talking smack, and they either get their channel Ejectocito cuzzled for a while, temporarily suspended, or they get sued for $1 trillion. Moral of the story, there is an equivalent correlation between F around and finding out, okay? And I don't want to be anywhere near that graph. All right, guys, the internet just gets absolutely worse. Remember Amaranth? We talked about her in the last video, the whole situation with her abusive husband, and essentially how she came out on stream and called him out. Well, the post update on that is that Amaranth is actually, you know, wearing sweaters now, and it seems like she's kind of free. She's still with her husband, but apparently her husband is getting help, and I don't know what kind of help that he could get for just being an asshole, but apparently he's seeking help, and there are things that are changing in the background, and Amouranth was taking an indefinite hiatus or a break after one stream where she came back and essentially said that the cops were there. It was kind of weird, but what has come from that is now Amouranth basically living her best life and hanging out with her besties and trying to recover, and she's not having to post, I guess, on OnlyFans as much as she wanted, or whether she's being happy, and it sounds like she's in a place where she's much better. This whole debacle with Amouranth on Twitch was weird too, because when she did come out, a lot of people like Keemstar and, you know, a lot of the gremlins on the internet were basically trying to find a way to still hurt her in the situation, even though she was showing very clearly visible concept that she was being abused. She basically, people saying that she's lying about it, saying that it's being fabricated, that this is all just a twist and it's just all part of Amouranth's deals. I don't know. One of the wildest things that happened, Elvin64 said Ellie Ray cosplayed as Amouranth, despite Amouranth coming out from an abusive relationship not too long ago. And Guard Hunter had said, in one of the most distasteful things I've ever seen, cosplayer Ellie Ray did an Amouranth cosplay. And in this cosplay is literally her dressed up as Amouranth, as you can see on the left. And on the right, it looks like it's her like depressed, sad, like abuse. This isn't just Amouranth cosplay. Hey guys, this is me. I'm Amouranth. This is one of somebody I like. It's literally abused Amouranth, like it's a freaking DLC skin. And it says now deleted. Here was her tweet, and it says, if I stop streaming for The Simps, he teaches me a lesson. Yo, dang, yo, people are wild on these streets, man. That's crazy. Literally, someone cosplayed a person who got abused. Jesus. Like, why? All of that for clout. Is that what it is? Clout? All of this for some clout, man? Like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I don't know. Let's find out. I see. Ellie Ray, aka the dollar store Belle Delphine. All right, she's trying to be Belle Delphine and channel that chaotic energy where, you know, she does questionable things. However, this one's clearly crossing the line, and she hasn't learned her lesson or does not care, because literally less than an hour ago, she said, I'm sorry, might delete later, as she is continuing her Amouranth cosplays and has it's a picture of her tied up in ropes, and what the hell is wrong with you? What is it like what is wrong with you? Not even terrible looking. You can make content without being, you know what you can do. Why is this literally the end? You're literally killing your career. She probably thinks that this is going to give her some clout and maybe she'll get some edgy fans or something like this, but literally she's again just being an idiot. Her career is over. Her OnlyFans is over. No one's going to respect her. She may be do an apology later that no one's going to believe, and then that's it. Like all of that for a drip of clout. But this is just the realization of just how some people are, man. They will take advantage of a situation and do some heinous things, lie, steal, cheat, all of that, all of it, just for a crumb, just a crumb of that clout. And when she fades out into infinity and these things are going to stay on the internet, well, it's just going to stick with her forever, and it's just not going to be worth, I don't know, but she's a despicable human being from what I'm seeing. That's just not cool as hell, and she probably just does not care. Again, as we see right here from this tweet, just despicable human beings being absolutely just gross. So my boy Xenofactless said, Bayonetta voice actress Helena Taylor defends herself from accusations of her being a liar, only to admit to lying about being offered $4,000 by Platinum Games for her role as Bayonetta on Bayonetta 3. Now, the last time we talked about this situation, everybody was basically talking about Helena Taylor, the voice of Bayonetta, and how she had came out with these 3 videos, and she was really pissed off because basically she was saying she was being underpaid by Platinum Games and Hideki himself after sending a message. However, a tweet blew up from this reporter named Jason Schreier. He's a reporter with Bloomberg, and apparently I haven't heard too much about him. I've seen his name fly around left and right, but apparently he's a very credible source when it comes to information. Sometimes he gets information from sources that he cannot announce because he cannot leak his sources, but essentially saying that what the Bayonetta 3 actress was saying was all cap. It's hidden behind the Bloomberg paywall, but essentially saying last week in Bayonetta former's voice actor called for fans to boycott the new game, saying she was offered just $4K to work on it. Her Twitter videos went viral and stoked a debate over voice actors, but the full story is much more complicated. Continuing, Platinum offered Helena Taylor between $3K to $4K per session for at least 5 sessions, which is basically debunking the myth that Helena Taylor was saying that she was only offered $4,000 for the whole game, according to 2 people familiar with the deal and documentation viewed by Bloomberg. In response, the people said Taylor asked for 6-figure fee and residuals. So she was asking for over $100,000 at least, plus residuals, which I'm guessing it has something to do with some type of other form of compensation. I'm not exactly sure what residuals are. Taylor then denies his account in an email to Bloomberg saying that she called the version of the events an absolute lie, and that saying that Platinum is trying to save their ass and the game. Taylor's videos have received more than 9.5 million views on Twitter and led to a deluge of calls, blah, 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 blah. And then Taylor's videos also led to a barrage of Twitter vitriol and harassment towards Platinum developers and new Bayonetta actor Jennifer Hale, who put out a statement saying she cannot comment and subsequently retweeted a telling thread. Jennifer Hale being the new voice of Bayonetta 3, and if you guys don't recall, in the last video, the voice of Bayonetta 3 was basically throwing some shade over at Jennifer, saying that she is the only voice of Bayonetta, which I was like, hey, I don't know about that, bro. However, as of today, Helena Taylor has officially responded back to the accusations, where people were now saying that she was a liar and basically was lying through omission, not giving out the full information and making things look a lot worse than it really was, and leaving out some very important details, like her actually asking for over $100,000 plus for her to voice the actress of Bayonetta 3, saying, "It has come to my attention that some people are calling me a liar and a gold digger. I feel the need to defend myself and my reputation in the industry. See thread." And then she does the whole thing where she just adds all the hashtags. Helena then says this, okay? This is her side of the story. We want to cover all of it because we first covered Helena and then everyone was like, oh, defend Bayonetta 3, boycott the game. Then someone else responded and said, actually, never mind, let's play the game. She's a piece of trash. So, and people just jump back and forth left and right, like kind of like I don't know, an item that goes back and forth. Anyway, as I posted on part 3 of my video thread, I explained that their first offer was too low. That offer was $10,000 total. Remember, this is a $450 million franchise, not counting merchandise. I then wrote to Japanese Hideki asking for what I was. So already the first paragraph is just a little bit misleading because she never mentioned anything about $10,000 or whatever the offer was. And she's also not suggesting or saying like if this is $10,000 per session, how many sessions there are. Like if this was $10,000 totals is what she's saying right here, which is, I guess, is still too low at that point. But it was not said what it was. It was just a low ball number of $4,000 for everything. I thought that as a creative he would understand. He replied saying how much he valued my contribution to the game and how much the fans wanted me to voice the game. I was then offered an extra $5,000. Okay, there's a comma missing there, but now saying it was $15,000. This is, again, information not originally presented in the first video. So I declined to voice the game. I then heard nothing from them from 11 months. Then they offered me a flat fee to voice some lines for $4,000. Any other lies, such as $4,000 for 5 sessions, are total fabrications, okay? So she's saying it's all cap. There were not extensive negotiations. I've also been informed of ridiculous fictions, such as I asked for $250,000. I'm a team player. I was just asking for a fair living wage in line with the value that I bring to this game. What did you ask for then? This is what she's saying. She didn't ask for $250,000. What did you ask for then is the question. I mean, just be transparent in my opinion. I was paid a shockingly low total of $3,000 total for the first game. That's wild. But she's, again, not clarification. €3,000 for just the whole game of Bayonetta 1? That's, I don't know. A little more for the second. I wanted to voice her. I have drummed up interest in this game ever since I started Twitter in 2011. And then in replies, you have people saying this. You got my boy OJ Player Essence saying, here we go again. Honestly, you should have just been honest and upfront from the beginning. You were offered $15,000 and didn't mention that originally. By the way, where are you getting this 450 million number from? Miss Taylor, move on, followed by also went ahead and buying multiple copies of the game and will encourage others to do so as well. I ain't buying no damn multiple copies of a game. What the hell? Anyway, somebody else said, your defense is that you admit you lied and misled with your videos. You intentionally omitted details in the videos, now confirm the financial offers reported by Bloomberg, which exposed you fabricated the story, and you think this is the defense that benefits you? Somebody here said, post proof, otherwise I see no reason to believe it. And someone replied, I swear, if she's lying again, I'm paying a modder to replace her voice in Bayonetta 1 and 2 with Gruntilda from Banjo-Kazooie. My boy Young actually said Helena Taylor's response to investigative reports on the Bayonetta 3 situation. She elaborates they did offer her more than $4,000 flat, she initially insinuated. I'm all for voice actors fighting to raise wage standards, but misrepresenting information only muddles the discourse. So I think what everyone is trying to simply say here is that the voice actress of Bayonetta 3 definitely had a agenda and she was being misleading 1000%, and she should have came with all the facts. Instead, she was pushing a very strong, sharp knife dagger in the direction of Platinum Games and not being completely honest with what was going down, which kind of destroys the whole foundation of your argument. Because if you're not being honest and you're not being transparent, then you kind of fit in with the other people. Then you start looking like Platinum Games or what people think Platinum Games was. As of right now, it looks like people are going to buy Bayonetta 3. The boycott is completely over, and Helena Taylor's reputation looks like it got kind of destroyed. I mean, people are basically saying that she's being blacklisted, and that kind of sucks to see. You know, like the voice of Bayonetta is such a great actress, something that we've enjoyed and loved over time, to reach a point like this, I suppose. All right, guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you made it to the end, do me a favor, just drop a like. It's attendance records. Let me know that you made it to the end of the video, and that just kind of helps me with stats and just knowing that I made a good video. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Stay safe out in the streets, and I love y'all, and I miss y'all, and hopefully I can push out some more content for you guys. No promises, but I'm going to do my best to do so. Happy spooky month, Halloween season. Hopefully I will see you, if not tomorrow, the day after on Wednesday, at one of those 2 days. And yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks for watching as always, guys, and I'll catch y'all later. I love y'all. Peace.